I think he's our buddy. Loveland.
It's December 13th of 2009, and we've had a real good season. By the time the rut got here, we started doing real well. We mainly hunt private land in North Missouri. Let's see, I've killed 4 with my bow this year, and Dad's killed 3 with his bow.
We were fortunate. We got to spend a lot of time in the woods early. Saw a lot of little bucks. Passed on a lot of bucks. 8-pointers, you know, for 110 to 115. Had some success early. We were filming each other, got to hunt together a lot. Got Dusty on film shooting a couple of does. We'll show you that in a minute. And about a week before gun season, I finally got a nice buck. It's going to total gross score about 133. Unfortunately, we wasn't filming that night. Didn't get it on. She just went down. I just saw her go down. She just 65 yards up there. We've had an awesome morning. We got in here, we were about 10 minutes early, and the wind's coming off of this acorn flat. It's mid-October, perfect morning, about 50 degrees. We come up last night, and the wind's coming off of this hill and blowing over this creek bed. And these deer, none of them, they've been all around us. They can't, nothing's smelling us at all.
We try to practice good deer management, and you can't get much better than that. You thin out some of them does, you know. I ended up hitting her a little lower than I wanted to, but and she'll eat good. Big healthy doe. We're gonna go ahead and get her out of here.
There's a big old doe. We found her. It wasn't too hard. We kind of seen her fall down, so we just hit a couple of blood spots on the way up and tracked her on up here and found her later. 13th of November.
Yep.
Dusty filmed by himself. And
I got there real early, and I saw a big 8-pointer about 1:30 in the afternoon, and didn't see nothing the rest of the day until 5 o'clock. I stood up and got right beside the camera and grunted a couple times. It was 5 o'clock sharp, and the wind it was calm. The wind had just died down, and I grunted 4 times, and I put my grunt tube up, and I had one hand on the recorder, and my bow was hanging right in front of it, and I heard a brush breaking and snapping and running, and I look over, and there's a buck just beelining to that tree. And he had to go around the end of a little cove. So I turned the recorder on and grabbed my bow and hooked my release on. And by the time I got everything ready and was drawn back, that deer was under the tree about 15 yards. And I put the hammer down on him. And I didn't realize he was as big as he was when I shot him. I just knew he was a good, 8-pointer. Well, he went about 45 yards and fell down. I saw him. I watched him fall down and that is a big big Missouri whitetail. Folks, let's see. He's 135 inch 10 pointer, and he's almost perfect. He nets about 130 Pope and Young. So that's my third Pope and Young whitetail in the last 4 years. I was all excited. Well, the next morning, I told Dad I'd seen that big 8-pointer. And I told him it was about 145 inch buck. It was a nice buck running the doe, and I knew she had to be in heat. So the next morning we got in there early and had that filming stand hung before daylight, and we got in it and we sat there about 20 minutes in the dark, but it worked out real well.
Yeah, we had a little buck come from behind us, and you'll see him on film coming across the trail there.
Yeah.
And he walks right underneath our tree and walks right out in front of us, but he keeps turning around and looking back.
Mm-hmm.
And I just knew there had to be something else coming. He said, "Here he comes, big buck."
Yeah, I looked down. The way that tree sits, it forks at the base, and one big half of it is right here. And that deer had walked almost all the way in behind that tree. The first time I saw him was at 30 yards, and he was walking toward us. He was right under us, you know.
So we didn't take time to make the movement to turn around and try to film him walking in.
No.
We just stood still and froze.
Yeah.
And I just looked back to see big antlers out of the corner of my eye, and then my bow was hanging up, already had an arrow on, so I got everything ready. He walked out. They generally go out into the open, and you'll see this on film. The little buck goes right out in the open.
Yep.
Well, the big buck stayed over there's just a little brush and stuff there, a couple little trees, and I didn't know if I was going to find a hole to shoot through, but I got Drew back and was watching ahead of him, found a hole about that big around that I thought I could get through, and when he got in there, I shot. It sure worked. It went right through and made a good hit on him. He went about 40 yards, as you can see in the film. And
just killed my biggest buck ever. Dude, he's like a 7x4. He's nice. Very, very freaking nice. It was awesome. I'm shaking like a leaf. That was awesome. Dude, when I saw him, he run up the hill, and because we've been putting our stuff in the send-away bags and stuff, he came back. The wind was blowing right at him. He never even looked up at us. I have got to go look at him. You know that, don't you? You need to just leave him out. And tonight, we're going to come back here, and I'm going to kill the big 8-point. Okay, hey, congratulations, man. Oh, he is awesome. Nice. We smoked it. He is so nice. Man, you put the hammer down. I almost didn't get him, but I did. I couldn't see him. Well, he didn't go out in the open. No, he stayed in the brush. I had a little bitty hole right there to shoot through. You got him. You got him, man. He's gorgeous. He is beautiful. That is a very, very nice buck. Yes. I'm in the book, baby. I'm in the book. That was awesome. And I'm shaking like a leaf. I know. He was right under us. Oh my God. I was like, don't look up, don't look up, don't look up, don't look up, don't look up. That is unbelievable. He was scaring the crap out of me. He is a stud. That is a monster Pope and Young buck. Look at the spring. What do you think? I bet he's 20 inches. That's huge. Dude, congratulations. That is awesome. Get that tag on him. Oh man. Look at that buck. Look at the mass on that buck. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at this this typical 4-point sight. Good gracious. What a monster. We're gonna put a tag on him and drag him to the truck. And then we're gonna get back in the stand and I'm gonna kill a big buck. Oh man, look at that. He is huge. That is so cool. That is huge. That's one of the biggest bucks I've ever seen, I think. Well, Dad, I think you got that big one you were looking for. Yeah, I finally found him.
Pick him up. Let's see him. Look at that. Good gracious. First day of gun season. Bow hunting the first day of gun season. That's what it's all about. Oh, he's a monster. What a monster.
Let's get this.
We were just amazed. It's the biggest buck I've ever shot.
Yeah.
Had him green scored at 162,
Mm-hmm.
non-typical. But I'm real proud of him. That's the biggest buck I've ever shot with a bow, and to get it on film and have my son right there with me when it happened is just pretty amazing.
During the rut, we have the most luck sitting on draws, just travel routes, and that's what happened. That was one of our favorite stands. It's all it is a travel route. There's no reason to hunt it until November, or unless the deer are moving real good, because there's nothing to keep them there. But that's where the big bucks will come through when the girls start coming into heat. And we killed 2 Pope and Young bucks in the same tree, in about a 15-hour period.
Yeah.
I shot mine at 5 o'clock. Well, probably 2 minutes after 5, the 13th, and Dad shot his the next morning about 7:30.
Mhm.
And I mean, yeah, there was some luck involved in that, but we worked real hard this year to get those bucks. We only hunt when the wind's right.
You know, part of being out there and bow hunting and just enjoying nature.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we filmed some raccoons playing in
Yeah.
a tree and
30-some turkeys.
turkeys walking by in droves. And this, by the way, the movie was all edited and put together by Clint.
Yep.